AFC South, my least favorite division in all of football. But surprisingly, the Texans could actually be the team to beat here. Now, you always have the potential for a sophomore slump with CJ Stroud. He had what I would say is a transcendent year last year. Many people, myself included, thought, hey, if he just doesn't get hurt, he's in good shape to continue to grow. He obviously looked great. They made the playoffs. And then, of course, you have Anthony Richardson coming back with the Colts, who were almost a playoff team with Gardner Minshew last year for the most part. We'll see what he looks like coming back, because I don't know how you feel, but there's some flashes there before he got hurt.
Yeah, the guy is supremely talented. I think that in the division as a whole, this year is critical for Trevor Lawrence, because
Yes,
I feel like if he can't keep CJ Stroud and the Texans at bay, then this is going to be the Texans division for the next decade. And him and the Jags are going to be playing second fiddle, at least in the immediate future. Are going to be playing second fiddle to the Texans. And he's always, it's one thing to have to overcome a Mahomes in the AFC, but when you are knocking yourself down the ladder in your own division, that's even more difficult. And so he really, this is a critical year for him and his team down there in Jacksonville to assert themselves and to kind of take hold of that division, because outside of the Texans, there's a lot of unknowns with the other two teams, with the Titans and the Colts. And I think the Colts are a real wild card right now. I have no idea what to expect. And then the Titans are in a bit of a new head coach, so let's call it a rebuild. Although I think that teams in the NFL franchises can rebuild or reboot much faster than teams can, it seems, in other pro sports. But we'll see. But I think that it would be hard to say that the AFC South doesn't run through Houston right now.
the thing I forgot to bring up earlier was that Trevor Lawrence got paid also, and he's another guy in that camp of, he was the number one overall pick. A lot of people thought he was kind of like Andrew Luck in the fact that's a can't miss prospect. I'm not going to lie to you. The body of work has not made me feel like he's can't miss. Now, I don't think he's bad, and I'm not necessarily here to say bust, because I think that is reserved for when you're really bad. They've made the playoffs. Obviously, they have a win under their belt, but he hasn't, to me, gotten to the point where he is now to get paid, where you think that he should have figured some things out by now. He hasn't really looked that part to me. And so this is a year where, okay, you've been under the same head coach now. You have a ton of experience. You got paid. Now you have to perform to the level at which that contract says that you have to perform. And that's what I'm going to be looking for, because I do think if he doesn't, then he got overpaid.
You're not wrong. And this goes back to maybe our quarterback conversation and the crazy salaries they're making. I think that it's more important to have a well-run organization than it is to have a great quarterback. How many great elite college quarterbacks have we seen go to the NFL and save, revive, build a average to below average franchise?
Tom Brady, obviously.
But
Sixth
that's
round.
not even true, though.
I know,
because
I know.
then Drew Bledsoe, I mean, it's just he just lucked into to playing. A lot
So
of
much
these
value
guys
in the sixth round.
a lot of these guys that have success are coming into decently ran organizations with an established culture. And, I like even Andrew Luck, he kind of, I mean, in the sense at the time, the Colts were in a pretty good place when he landed there. They came out. I mean, it was kind of a fluke year because the Peyton Manning's neck was hurt, and so it's like, hey, well, we'll tank and get Andrew Luck, and that's kind of, I think, what happened. The Colts weren't great, I guess, when Peyton Manning was drafted.
No, he wasn't good either.
But think about how many of these other guys, which of course they've got some of their own issues personally, but the Johnny Manziels of the world. I mean, how many freaking first round, number one overall, top 5 picks have the Cleveland Browns cycled through?
Yep.
Over the years. And
Tim Couch.
So yeah, I mean, I think the organization as a whole plays more into it than the quarterback, because like you said, with Mike Tomlin, what's Mike Tomlin done in Pittsburgh? With whoever, Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, just go over 500 every year with whoever's taking snaps.
Keep selling those tickets, like you say.
Right. Yep. Keep selling those tickets, man. So, but you're right.
Damn.
It's Trevor Lawrence's time to put up or shut up for sure.
Oh, yes, it is. And maybe that's overly critical, but hey, that's my feeling and I'm sticking to it. Last